Hey everybody, it's TJ. I am out at my grandparents' house right now, and so things are a little bit different. We're about to get rained on, so you may hear a little thunder in the background, but I wanted to show you what you need to be working on for Thursday. So we started this week learning our Pomse and the footwork for that, and we also learned some kicking techniques. We're going to work on that and some strengthening techniques for your legs. So we're going to start off with those strengthening techniques. What I want you to do is I want you to be in a great horse stance. You're going to have your feet apart. Your toes are aimed forward. Right now my knees are over the floor here. What I want them to do is be out over my knees. So in order to do that, I have to bend my knees, and then I want to push them out like there's a beach ball in between my feet, in between my knees, pushing them out. Okay, so now that I'm here, what I want to do is I want to put my hands here on my hips, pinkies to where my belt would be if I was wearing a belt. And then I just want to practice these punches. Now every time you punch, I want you to make a little breath out, a little. And I'm over exaggerating that just a little bit, but I want you to think about tightening your core every time you punch. Now you may see that I'm not throwing my shoulder forward to try to get more power. Instead, I want to keep my shoulders pulled back and low. I don't want to raise them up like this to try to be tense. I want to be relaxed. So instead of having my shoulders here, I'm going to let them go down like this, and then I'm going to punch, boom, 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 straight out just like that. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to do 10 of those each day, just standing in that nice deep horse stance. Get as deep as you can while keeping your tush down and your shoulders back and punching nice and straight. You can even practice those against a target if you'd like. Okay, so that's thing one. The second thing that I want you to practice is your push kicks. So when you do your push kick, you want to think about stepping upstairs and using all the muscles you would use for that. Not only the quad right here in the front of your leg, but also the hamstring and the glutes in the back of your legs, okay? So when you do your push kick, you want to make sure that you stay in a great fighting stance. Toes are forward, your knee comes up, boom, and you push out. Now if you watch my hips, it's maybe hard to see in this shirt, but my hips are pushing forward as I do that, and that's where I get power. So if you can have somebody hold maybe a pillow or something for you, and you can practice pushing back, or you can get up against a wall and push back on the wall and practice using your hips to get that power. So practice at least 5 of those each day on each side. You can practice as many as you like. Be careful doing it full power. If you don't have anybody to hold a target for you, you can hyperextend your knees if you throw that kick full power. Okay, the last thing that I want you to do, and this is where we're going to get technical, we're going to practice your footwork for your Pomse Kegel heel chain. I'll wait till the cars pass. Give it just a second. Remember that a Pomse is a series of movements that we use to learn how to defend ourselves. The first part of this is learning how to move properly on our feet. So we're going to pretend we don't have arms, okay? We're just going to work our footwork. The very first movement is your left foot is going to move half a step back. Then you're going to pivot your feet and be in a great fighting stance here, okay? Both of your knees are bent slightly, okay? And your toes are pointed forward. Then you're going to step, boom, into another great fighting stance. We call this a walking stance when we're talking about Pomse. Then I'm going to step back and across. Just like that. I'm going to pivot all the way around, and now I'm in another fighting stance or a walking stance here. I'm then going to take another step forward to another walking stance. And we're going to do this faster here in a minute. Now I'm going to turn to the front. I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to draw a straight line. I'm going to try to show you that in the dirt here. Draw a straight line out and then pivot. You may be able to see that straight line there from where I was to where I am now. Now I'm in a forward stance. It's a big deep stance. Okay. From here, this is where we get a little bit more complicated. My back foot is going to come forward, and then it's going to step out into another walking stance. Then a step forward, then I'm going to step back and across, just like we did earlier, but the other direction. Pivot to that walking stance, and forward to a walking stance. Now, here comes that nice straight line again from here over to here. Boom, there's my forward stance again. Okay, let's go through that one more time a little bit faster. All right, we start in our Chumbi stance. Feet should be shoulder width apart. We're going to turn to our left, then step behind and across, turn, step to the front, forward stance, back leg comes forward, step out to the side, step back and across, step, last one, here we go, you're going to step out to that forward stance with your right leg forward. Awesome. Okay, guys, I hope you guys get a chance to practice that, and I'm looking forward to seeing lots of progress on Thursday. Bye, guys.